Hey and welcome to Neverwinter with Aragon. So with Module 30 launching today, we'll be getting a new dungeon, the Dread Sanctum, which is technically a rework from the old Dread Vault. It will have 3 difficulty tiers, each one having a bit of a step up in challenge, damage, hit points and mechanics. You will also be able to check your collections and see what type of new rewards are coming from here. But in this video, I want to cover what you should expect from this dungeon, the basics, so you can get through it easy on your first playthrough if that's what you want. I would of course recommend the challenge to figure it out for yourself. It can be a bit of fun as long as you're with a team that has the patience. So we have our first boss, Graft Harrow. He's going to do quite heavy damage with his melee attacks. Make sure the tank has him as per usual, and otherwise we'll just burn him down. As soon as he gets to the point where he's shielded, you're going to have to learn the new mechanic. You're going to need to go to these crystals, and once you're adjacent to them, they will burst. Just wait, and now you have this buff, and now you can damage him through that barrier that he has. And whenever you get that again, your damage gets immune, you'll need to go and get another crystal. And that's pretty much it for this fight. Then you will proceed on with the dungeon, just killing some groups of mobs, and you will get to the second boss, this Mind Flare. So he's going to have the same shield mechanic as you saw with the first boss. This time he starts with the shield, so you need to go to a crystal. Don't do what I did. I unloaded all my damage and dealt no damage at all. You need to go and get a crystal. If you do damage also while he's immune, you will take reflected damage. Once you phase him like this, you will end up on these platforms where you need to do a bit of parkour. Now, as per the previous server, you could skip the majority of that. I'm assuming they'll have fixed that somewhere or another. Maybe you'll die if you go in the green goo. You do take quite a bit of damage from it, so just be aware. You jump up, these red areas can spawn, which can push you off. You need to just move out of them. And ultimately, you're just going to get to the center platform here. You enter the portal and you get back to your boss. Your boss is going to be standing there immune for a while. You're going to need to get a crystal as well. But once he stops just standing there, the phase will be over and you can actually damage him again. You'll just burst him down and you'll enter that phase again. Same parkour thing. I'm sure you can come up with some other parkour tricks too to get through this quickly, but that's all that is with this boss. You get through the portal again, you wait for the boss to finish his phasing, you will go to a crystal, and as soon as everybody's back, you will finish him off. Be aware he does spawn like paranoid delusions, which can be a bit of a pest, but that's pretty much it for this boss. You will then go kill a few more groups of mobs here, and then you interact with this crystal and you'll get a cutscene with the final boss. It's pretty epic, to be honest, and I especially love the music here. You can watch the full cutscene for yourself, but we have to now face a dragon, a Mind Flare controlled dragon, instead of just a big brain and tentacles. Now, out of the previous 2 bosses, this one's definitely the most challenging and definitely has a lot more things to it than what we just had. So to begin, you will just need to phase him. You're going to have sometimes tentacles spawning, you're going to have paranoid delusions spawning, and that's about it for this first phase. You're going to need to beat him down. Doesn't seem that threatening, but he can hurt if you say get bitten as a damage dealer with some heavy dots, like you'll see with other dragons. At this point, we phase him, he flies off. You can go to kill tentacles if you want, but there's not much need. Just make sure to move away from them. You will wait, and then you go to this next phase. You're going to have these demogorgons. Now, what you have to do is you need to kill those demogorgons one at a time. The player closest to it will get a buff, and they need to go to the center and go through that portal. The person with the buff can go through, nobody else. Then you need to wait till that person's through, then you kill the next one, and the next person gets the buff. You wait for them to go through, and then you kill the next demogorgon. So you're going to have to coordinate with your team on when you're killing and which you're killing, and yeah. So I kill the last one, I get that buff, and now I can go through. If you kill them too early, then what happens is only one person at a time can go through the portal. So if you kill 2 of them, then only one person can go through the portal and the other person's stuck there, and that person will die. Now you have to go to a specific corner to be safe, or you die. To determine what corner that is, you have to look around when you phase. One of the corners is going to have a lot of these green waterfalls, and that's the exact corner you have to go through. Remember the place where you just teleported in, right here? It's the far right corner. That's going to be the one we're going to have to go to for the safe spot. The other corners only have 1 green waterfall, and they're the not safe corners. So that's the exact position you'll have to go through, and that's very simply it. If you don't go to that safe spot, you will all die. Once you get your buff from the Demogorgon, you go to the middle, and you need to remember where was that location you need to go to, and then you need to go there. So for me, it's the far top right. So over here, you get there in time. You have about a minute for this phase, and you'll be safe. You then just wait. As soon as you take a damage hit, like we did there, you know the phase is over and it's safe to move away from there. And you can continue to damage the boss. When you phase him again, you will get the Demogorgon phase again, but also be aware in between that phase you can get Demogorgon spawning within this area, and they deal a ton of damage. So be on the lookout for them and try and kill them before they kill you. But again, you're going to phase here second time, and it's just going to be a repeat of that Demogorgon phase. Again, kill each Demogorgon one at a time. You can see me looking that corner. Now it's like close left with all the waterfalls. That's exactly where we're going to have to go. So we kill one Demogorgon, and then that person who got the buff goes to the middle. You get like all glowy white with kind of leaves. So now we got that there, and then it's just 3 of us left, and there's a Demogorgon for each of us. We kill the next one. Aragon gets the buff. He goes to the middle. And then Psy will get this one. I kill it. He gets it. He goes to the middle. I make sure he's through the portal before I kill this Demogorgon. Otherwise, I will not be able to go through the portal. So then we go through it. And it was close, left, the safe spot. Just over here. We need to be quick before the boss phases, which he's just about doing now. And we're safe, we're good, and that's it. You now need to basically get the boss down to like 10% HP. Be aware again of those Demogorgons spawning in, the paranoid delusions spawning, the tentacles spawning. It can get a bit chaotic. But you phase the boss and you will end up teleported over here in front of like an illusion, an aspect of that dragon. You're going to kill that. And then you need to simply grab a crystal. You go here, you let it burst on you, and then you can kill the big brain. And that's it. That's your dungeon complete. Well done, you completed it. If you don't kill the brain in time, you all wipe. But yeah, that's it for the Dread Sanctum. That's the basic mechanics you should know in order for fairly easy completions. You'll need 100,000 item level to enter Master, 65,000 on Advanced, and then normal will just be in your random queues here. It doesn't really have any special rewards, so people will just be playing it for the experience. Advanced and Master have like new armor sets there, new rings, and it should drop this new artifact set as well, which can be somewhat useful for tanks, with the artifact having 2,000 item level, also somewhat useful for tanks. It's not very appealing. And there'll also be new shirt and pants again. Legendary for Advanced, Mythic for Master. But that's it, and good luck in the dungeon. Honestly, it's a bit of fun. The bosses are definitely not very complex compared to ones we've had in the past. But you might struggle with that last boss, and those Demogorgons may be dealing more damage than you expect. And also, from any gameplay you saw, that's from the preview test server. We have a lot more damage than we normally will on live, and so we're able to get through it pretty easily. The bosses look like they don't have much hit points, but they will have a lot more than we saw here. But again, a massive thank you to all these channel members for your extra support, and we'll see you guys around. Goodbye for now.